Hey everyone, this is WobblyWallaby. Today I'll go through a gear progression for Novice Guardian. I played this class for nearly 2 years and my journey started when I had 7% deposit before ancient equipment were released as well. You can see a link in the description where I am comparing my then main Dorum with my Novice Guardian. I have also tried every class in the game and I still find the Novice Guardian playstyle to be the best. It also does very well in PvE and boss hunting, which is what I enjoy the most. The devs also love this class, so they keep giving them more and more good gachas as well. If you're new to Novice Guardian and want to know what to buy for early, mid, and late game, then stay tuned to find out. Novice Guardian, or NoGu, isn't a class you should pick if you're new to the game. The reason is you have 2 required runes to play this class successfully. This will take luck and time to get, but in the meantime you can start saving up zeny to get these cards and gear. You need the Ruthless Slash rune with the 3rd line to ignore all defense. This is what makes this class super broken. The second rune you need is the 3rd line for the Swift Storm Star rune, which doubles your damage by having the card tornado around you. For early game, I want this to be as free to play friendly as possible, and if you want to try out Novice Guardian with minimal investment, this is my recommendation. I restricted myself to have no event exclusive gears or cards, no gachas, no mini or MVP cards, and refined levels can all be safe refined. For offhand, I use the plus 10 Dragon Bone Shield. I have the physical damage % increase random attribute. For cards, I use the Lewd card to deal extra damage to my target. There's no good early game card that is generic, so you'll need to use one that targets specific races or elements. For armor, I use the plus 10 Truth Expositor with the 24% attack random attribute. The raw attack from this armor helps a lot of newer people who may lack high raw attack. There is the much coveted damage to large monsters plus 20% random attribute, and if you got that, then use that. For card, I use the Archer Skeleton Star card for attack percentage. For garment, I have the legend version of the Brave Warrior's Pauldron. You want the skill damage random attribute as high as possible. You don't need ignore defense for NoGu, so you don't need to refine this unless you want refined damage reduction. For card, the Marionette card gives plus 3% damage to MVP monsters. For boots, use the Dragon Slayer War Boots. The ideal random attribute is the physical penetration percentage. I use the Fiery Mane card for the move speed. For the first accessory, I use the Gold Earring with the physical penetration random attribute. This accessory gives you raw attack, which is fantastic. For card, I use the Moonlight Tendrillion card for the skill damage. For my second accessory, I use the other accessory that I would recommend, which is the Pendant of Ugin. I also use the Moonlight Tendrillion card. Either one of these are quite competitive with each other, it really depends on which one you get the best random attribute. For weapon, I use the plus 5 Destroyer's War Axe with 2 Minoris cards. For headwear, I use the plus 4 White Knight Helm for MVP damage and the Egria card for the attack percentage. For face, I use the plus 4 Epic Spirit Lightning. I'd wait for the yearly event that gives a plus 12 or plus 15 voucher and use it on this, because it's very expensive to refine if you break it. For mouth, I use the Butterfly Breath, which you can get from the Eclage story quest. For back, I use the Valve of the Sea for skill damage. For tail, I use the Sea Soul's Tail for the wind attack damage. For mount, I use the plus 25% move speed mount. I have no Oracle Mirror or Ancient Relic equipped either. With self buffs and mounted, here are my stats. I have 22,000 attack, 278% move speed, 405 strength, 276 luck, 44% penetration, 16% skill damage increase, 109.1% damage percentage, 57.3% physical damage increase, and 48% wind damage. For Adventure Handbook, I have 2,627 attack. A few people requested free-to-play friendly deposits, so I took out many of my gachas, so I have 33% attack deposit. If you want to get higher attack deposits through BCC, then try Smile.1. Smile.1 allows you to get discounted BCC and premiums for Ragnarok Mobile. They have been around for more than 8 years and have lots of global business partners for other games too. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check them out. Thanks to Smile.1 for sponsoring this video. For all these damage tests, I also don't use any foods. So what's the cost of this early game setup? It will cost about 201 million zeny on Global Eternal Love and 132 million zeny on Sea Eternal Love. Focus on getting the Destroyer's War Axe first, and then all the cheap stuff. Unfortunately, the Minora's cards are very expensive and often on snapping. Now it's time to hit the dragon with this free-to-play gear. I hit the Brave level dragon for 2.53 million damage. Next, for mid-game. I would recommend 2 phases for mid-game, and I want to show the damage differences. First, focus on the plus 10 Destroyer's War Axe, and then focus on ancient equipment. Try to get good enchants, random attributes, and refined levels. This might cost you hundreds of millions of zeny, but at least you'll see more progress. Some of the mid-game cards and gears are extremely expensive or hard to snap, and not seeing any progress can be very discouraging. For this damage test, I don't have a plus 10 Destroyer's War Axe, but I will be using my updated ancient equipment with the same cards as before. I used the plus 15 Dragon Bone Shield with 18% physical damage increase random attribute. I have an armor breaking enchant, aim for this or the physical damage increase. For armor, I have the plus 15 Truth Expositor with the 24% attack random attribute. The enchants can be strength or attack. For garment, I have the 12% skill damage random attribute on my plus 15 Brave Warrior's Pauldron. I have the physical damage increase enchant. For footgear, I have the plus 15 Dragon Slayer's War Boots with a 6% penetration random attribute. Unfortunately, no physical damage increase enchant. Next, for my first accessory, I use the plus 15 Gold Earring with the 4.5% penetration random attribute. For enchant, aim for physical damage increase or Sharp Blade. For my second accessory, I use the Legend level Pendant of Yugen with 4.5% physical damage increase random attribute. My stats with self buffs, mounted, and no food are 24,000 attack, 50.5% penetration, 20% skill damage increase, 123.1% damage, 76.7% physical damage increase. Now, let's see what we can do. My deposit remains at 33% for all of these damage tests. I hit the dragon for 4.7 million damage. Next, the second phase of mid-game, where we can buy gears and cards. Here's an overview of what I'm wearing. I'll only cover what changed. For garment, the Chucky Tree star card is great for more attack. The more strength you have, the more you get. So multi-classing for the strength is great. For footgear, I used the Gazzetti card for quite a while. You need to deposit 1 too, so you get the extra 2% move speed for a total of 5% move speed with 10% damage reduction. For accessories, I used the Moonlight Tendrillion star card. This will be a long journey of farming or snapping to get 15 cards to make 1 star version. For weapon, I used 2 Minora's star cards. This is also painfully annoying to snap, or farm for Minora's cards, but the damage added is quite nice. For headwear, I use the Andre star card for the penetration percentage. For tail, a mid or high refined summer banana split is nice for the MVP damage. I also have the 50% move speed mount, which is great for damage and MVP hunting, but these days, the price is insane or hard to snap. These used to cost about 400 million zeny back in the day, and unfortunately the prices have increased a lot since then. Again, no Oracle Mirror or Ancient Relic is used. With self buffs, mounted and no food, here are my stats. I have 25,000 attack, 305% move speed, 53.5% penetration, 20% skill damage, 127% damage, 76.7% physical damage increase. The cost for this is about 2.7 billion on global and 2.3 billion on C. Definitely not cheap, and snapping some of this stuff will be a pain, so this will be a long road ahead. Now to attack the dragon. I hit it for 6.14 million damage. You can save some zeny if you have some of the event exclusive cards. Many people use these MVP damaging cards, and I also use them too. Mare Roland for the offhand, Mayfair Linz for garment, Hart for armor, and Norman for headwear. I wish they would bring back this event again for players who might have missed it. Finally, I'll end off with the late game. This is an endgame as there are more powerful cards out there and gachas which I do not have, but this will show you some of the potential. For late game, I use MVP and mini cards, gachas, and the exclusive event cards. This is my typical setup that I use for PvE or boss hunting. For offhand, I added the Alice Star card for MVP damage. For armor, I use the Heart card for MVP damage. For garment, I use the Mastering Star card for more physical damage increase. For footgear, I use the Flute Player Star card for more movement speed. For both of my accessories, I use the Galleon Star card for the wind attack percentage. For weapon, I use the Refined 15 Destroyer's War Axe. For headwear, I use the Holy Knight's Blessing for the skill damage and the Machine Dragon Wing card for MVP damage. For face, I use the plus 15 Epic Spirit Lightning. For mouth, I use Honey Bunny for the skill damage and the movement speed. For back, I use Love Goddess for the final damage. For tail, I use the Rock Bunny for the move speed and the damage. With stealth buffs, mounted and no foods, I have 25,000 attack, 323% move speed, 406 strength, and 270 luck, 50.5% penetration, 32% skill damage increase, 130.1% damage, physical damage increase is 94.3%, and I have 65% wind damage. The price tag on this is 3.6 billion zeny on global or 3.2 billion zeny on C. The most important part is the plus 15 Destroyer's War Axe, and that has the biggest damage increase of everything here. So how much do I hit the dragon for? I hit the dragon for 12.5 million damage. Next, some endgame gear and cards I would recommend are the Poitata Star card, which is the best armor card. Also, if you have Gloom, that is also an excellent one for boss hunting. Next for garment, the Kate or the Zenubia card for the penetration percentage and skill damage are quite amazing. For footgear, the Moonlight Flower Star card, which is impossible to snap on global and is over 7.7 billion zeny on C, is amazing. This is the card that every NoGu wishes for whenever they do Combined Fate. For weapon, having at least one Drake Star card would be great, 3 if you're a whale, so you can take advantage of the deposit. For head, the common ones I see are Holy Knight Blessings or Bashful Moment. For mouth, Huge Bounty is popular, and Honey Bunny does the most damage for my character. For back, the Wrathgrissy Fallen Feather is great if you're soloing bosses, not so much if there's other people around that might take the Lex. Also, Wind Chimes Fan is good for legend runs due to the wind elemental damage. For tail, I often see Rock Bunny and Beautiful Ensemble. My move speed isn't maxed, so Rock Bunny's 5% move speed helps. If I had max move speed, then Beautiful Ensemble is better. Next, here's a summary of my progression. With Adventure Handbook deposit unchanged at 33%, no foods, no ancient relics, and no Oracle Mirror, the gearhead helped me go from 2.5 million damage from early game to 12.52 million damage late game. The most significant jump really was when I got the Alice Star card, the Mastering Star card, and the plus 15 Destroyer's War Axe. That was when I had enough damage that I could contribute to legend runs with my friends and guildmates. Before that, solo carrying brave runs was quite easy, but I had always wanted to contribute toward legend runs, and being able to solo carry floor 1 to 2 for Lost Isles. In a future video, I will cover some comparisons for legend runs so you have a better idea of what to use for that instance. The heavy reductions definitely requires you to change your gear around to optimize your damage. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I would recommend, and if you want more Novice Guardian content, view the playlist over here.